What do I do when I'm losing my calmness? I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach parenting and good communication all over the world. In fact, I'm known for my teaching self-government program that revolves around the concept of calmness. In this video, we're going to be talking about what you can do to improve your calmness. In this video, we're going to talk about what happens when we lose our calmness and what we can do to gain our calmness back. It feels so awful after we recognize that we have lost our calmness. I think every person hopes to stay in that calmness zone all the time, and being a human, there are things that arise, there are feelings that we have, there are thoughts that we have that sometimes lead to emotional outbursts, sometimes to power struggling. And those are always the moments when afterward we have this feeling of guilt, like, why did I do that? Well, we don't have to feel that way very often. I can't promise someone can be perfect, because even I'm not completely perfect all the time. I know there's always the option that I could not be calm sometime. I'd surprise myself and others, but it could happen. You never know. I do think I have created a habit of calmness, a habit of patience, and a habit of looking at what all the pieces are before I take action. It took me a long time to develop that habit. I didn't always used to be like that. In fact, it used to be that I was emotionally power struggling with people all of the time. I used to power struggle with my parents like crazy. Even when I was an adult, had children of my own even, there was a time when I remember yelling at my mom because I felt like she was accusing me of something that wasn't true. And I think back to that now, I think, boy, I was out of control. And it wasn't until I started doing therapeutic treatment care for troubled teens, and I started bringing troubled youth into my home and helping them with their behaviors and thought patterns that were very debilitating to them in so many ways, that I took a really good hard look at myself, and I said, who do I need to be, in this circumstance? Who am I here? Am I just supposed to react to everything that's happening around me? Am I a victim of every circumstance? Or can I say that I know how I want to be, and can I stay in that state? Can I actively self-govern myself even if someone else around me isn't? Can I teach myself to do that? And I reasoned that of course I could. Of course, we can all teach ourselves anything that we want, even if it's difficult and it takes time, we can do it. It might not be instant. I think some people think, well, if I'm not calm instantly, then I must not be able to be calm. Well, that certainly wasn't true in my case, because I'm a very strong-willed person. I'm one of those people that, really likes to, I could be mean, I could be vicious, like say very attacking things, very, attitude problems, snarky comments. I could be that type of person, but I decided that wasn't me. That wasn't the real me that I was supposed to be. That was just the selfish, lazy, emotional, out of control me, and I had to stop that, especially because I had to help people with their out of control behaviors now that they were coming to my home. So the pressure was on. What was I going to do, right? When I would lose control, one of the biggest things that would happen to me is I would get this knot in the pit of my stomach. I know for different people, different things happen. Some people clench their teeth. Some people start thinking, no, not right now. And they get stressed and they start worrying about the time or something like that. Or some people start thinking, thoughts like they're taking it personal. Things like, that's so disrespectful. That's so ungrateful. It's so unkind. That's a lie. And they start putting these labels on the stuff, their emotional labels on the stuff that they're hearing from another person. And so then they determine that they're validated in losing control and being angry. And so I know that people have their struggles with calmness. For me, I just really wanted to have control over situations. And when I felt people were going out of control, then I started going out of control. And then I started wanting to have control by, being the loudest or the most aggressive person in the room. And then suddenly, when I'm taking in these foster children, I realized I can't do that. That can't be me. And it's interesting because first I transformed myself, and then I watched my husband change. Suddenly I wasn't as emotional with him, and now he wasn't as emotional with me or with the children either. It's funny how contagious it is. And so I was developing a habit, then he developed a habit. Our children all developed the habit too. So then soon the whole family was calm. It was amazing. So I used to get this knot in the pit of my stomach. Then I would get the thought like, ooh, I just need to get this out. I felt like I just needed to emotionally vomit on somebody. And so once I told myself I need to get this out, they don't get it, they're saying the wrong thing, then I would just say anything, and I would push and push and push and push until I could control, or until it seemed like the other person was able to shut me down somehow. And then, basically it was a battle. So you've got to ask yourself the question, what is it that happens to my body? Or what thought is it that goes through my head when I lose control? What is going on? And write it down. You've got to have a record of this. I even went to God and I asked in prayer if He would show me when that time was happening so that I would stop it. So I had to tell myself, oh, it's happening. Stop. That was super important. So everything here on the Teaching Self-Government channel is all about knowing when to stop yourself, knowing when to assert yourself, knowing when and how to communicate. Those are big parts of learning self-government. And if you've subscribed to this channel already, you know that I teach lots of skills and principles of communication that will help you not lose your calmness. Because calmness is a key piece to learning self-government. If you don't feel like you're in control of yourself, and if you can't get yourself to a place of calmness and control, then you're probably not going to have the type of interactions that you're hoping for, even if you are telling them to learn skills and stuff like that. Calmness is key. So when I'm feeling myself lose control, I recognize the feeling, then I tell myself to stop, and I analyze what's going on inside of me. And then after I analyze, I say, okay, so right now I'm thinking this, right now I'm feeling this, I'm blaming this person. Then I start asking myself other things like, okay, well, what's really true? What's my responsibility in this? Or I start giving myself instructions like, well, just be calm, take a breath, drop the subject, listen to what the other person's saying to you. So you either give yourself no answer or you give yourself instruction. Those are two of the four basic skills of self-government. You need those in order to help yourself be calm. But there's even more that I could teach you about calmness. So I have a full Calm Parenting Toolkit. This is a mini course that's the beginning course for learning self-government. So I have a TSG parenting course on my website, teachingselfgovernment.com. That teaches the entire program of teaching self-government, parenting in your home. But if you're wanting to just have a taste and get started, the Calm Parenting Toolkit is a great place to start because you will learn 10 tools for calmness that can help you in any moment. Once you know what you do when you are losing your calmness, then you can recognize it and stop it and replace it with some of the tools that I have in that toolkit. So there's a description below the video that has a link in there. It says teachselfgov.com/toolkit. Click on that link right now and that will take you to the Calm Parenting Toolkit for free. I'll see you there.